He's on his back thinking to himself, what the fuck happened? I got this fucking Dana already talking to me. Dana, go away. Go away. You're the kiss of death. When was the last time I saw you fight? Not never. So please, go away. I'll call you when I want to fight Khabib. Let me just focus on Dustin fucking Poirier. But they already, you're going to fight Dustin, then you're going to get Khabib, you're going to make the highest sales of your life. And what happened? Now you got nothing. What are you in talks with Khabib for? Khabib told you 3 months ago he's not fighting anymore. Why are you bothering fucking Khabib? Why? You gave him $1 million twice or $3 million. You know how much fucking $3 million gets you in fucking Afghanistan, wherever the fuck he's from? Do you have any fucking idea? What does he need? He don't do drugs. He buys a t-shirt from time to time. He eats a gyro. What the fuck do you give a fuck? No, we're going to get Khabib on the phone and let him know. Khabib don't give a fuck. Khabib already choked him out and beat up half his fucking family and his friends. He don't want no part of that no more. Why are you doing this to the kid? So the kid can't focus on what's in front of him. So right now, I'm Conor McGregor. I'm thinking one thing. That's it. That's it. For me to fucking do this, I'm 27 years old. I still got the world by the balls. I've got a couple losses, but this ends. I put a picture of Justin Gaethje up in my room. I put a picture of El Cucuy up in my room. I put a picture of fucking Charles Oliveira up in my room. And I put a picture of fucking Dustin Poirier up in my room. And that's my list. Nate Diaz, that's over with already. Nate don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. He's got to fight what's in front of him. And that's what's in front of him. You guys were jumping up and down when he beat up a poor fucking busted cowboy. I love Cowboy Cerrone. Big fan of Cowboy Cerrone. Great friends with him. Got his number. Called me a couple months ago for a movie. Listen, Cowboy Cerrone has overserved his purpose. He fought every 90 days, and he got old quick. Once he had the kid, again, another guy that was living fucking 100%. You saw the transformation happen very quickly. So they gave him an old Cerrone, who I fucking love. I love him as a human being. I love him as a man. I love him as a fighter. But Donald Cerrone in his day would have clobbered fucking Conor McGregor. That fight was given to him because they knew he was where he was at. They gave fucking Cerrone $250,000 for that fucking fight, and Conor made the rest. But now there's no more of that. There's no more Nate Diaz. There's no more of that. You got 4 fucking people in front of you. You got El Cucuy. El Cucuy's just coming off a loss. That's your next fight. You just came off a loss. You got El Cucuy. You beat El Cucuy. You go for Justin Gaethje. You beat Justin Gaethje. You got to fight Oliveira. I think Oliveira's at 155. And if you fight Oliveira, and then we go back to Dustin Poirier, forget about Max Holloway. Forget about all those tri-belts and all that shit. Just worry about what's in front of you, Conor McGregor. I think you're a great fucking fighter. I think you hit harder than a fucking freight train. And I just think that over time, you lost focus of what was in front of you. So many people are coming at you. And bro, listen, I'm a shithead, shit-heel comic. And I know that what it's like to fucking having a conversation with Mike about the podcast and getting a call from somebody because somebody always wants something. Oh, they want you to do this, and you're in the middle of something completely different. I'm in the middle of writing a book, and all of a sudden somebody calls me. Oh, they're thinking about you for cologne. And you're like, cologne? You know, they're thinking about you for advertising a fucking whiskey. You're like, my mind is somewhere else. My mind is in an octagon. I can't stop what I'm fucking doing. What do you think it was like one time he fucking didn't come over to do press, and people attacked him. Guys, I'm in the middle of fucking training. You want me to get up and take a 24-hour fucking flight, which depletes 3/4 of my fucking energy, to go do press, to go hear the same fucking questions over and over and over and over again. And I understand there's a lead up to the fight. You have to promote the fight. The fighter has to focus on what he does. Fight. The comic has to do what he does best. Get on stage. When you have all this you saw a comic. How many times have you seen a comic that's fucking great? a raw, straight up fucking comic. And all of a sudden, he gets a TV show. You've been following him since day one. He gets a TV show. You're excited about it. You watch the TV show. You order the shirts. You tell your friends about it. You have viewing parties. And then you go see his stand-up. And it's fucking a horror show. You're like, what the fuck happened? You know what happened? Time. Time is what happened. He got smoke blown up his ass. That's what happened. He got so many people coming at him. Publicists, managers, fucking agents, assistants. You got all these people coming at you, blowing smoke up your ass. Fake fucking smoke. Oh, that joke about the chicken? We love it. The joke sucks. How do I know? Who has that happened to? You're looking at him. The joke sucks. But they'll tell you whatever the fuck they want to hear to build your confidence. I appreciate that. But I'd rather you be honest with me and say, Joey, this ain't working. This ain't working. You got to make it stronger. Okay, then I have to sit down and write it out every week. Same thing with this podcast. I was struggling in the beginning. There's podcasts that I still feel like I'm struggling. But guess what? I'm going to keep pushing. When this podcast opportunity came up and I spoke to Mike, I had two options. I had two fucking options, okay? My first option was to order cameras, drill holes, and wait. We would have just gotten the podcast started right now. If we wanted to do this podcast, how I wanted to do this podcast would have just got off the floor by now. We would have just got all the boards, all the wiring. We would have just set up the bar with electricity, and everything would have been up to deep, except we wouldn't have had no fucking guests. We would have been in the same fucking boat. So, when this opportunity came up, I had two options. I could sit here, write stupid jokes, go on Twitter, go on Patreon, and keep telling you guys that the podcast is coming soon. The podcast is coming soon. The podcast is coming soon. And meanwhile, Charlie's doing a podcast. It may not be the best podcast in the world, but he's in that bush getting stronger. I'm over here getting fucking weaker, telling you I'm going to do a podcast. Do you understand what I'm talking to you about? So I had choices to make, even with this podcast. I came here and sucked dick for fucking 3 fucking months. I came here and ate fucking ass for 3 fucking months with this podcast. I had no direction where it was going. I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know. Right now, I still don't know where the fucking podcast is going, but I'm sitting down during the week and I'm focusing on what I need to tell you and what the message is to get across.